good morning. Today is Friday the 22nd of October, and because it's Friday, it's my weigh-in day. I'm just gonna quickly apologise if the lighting changes throughout this video. We're in that lovely time of year where it can be super sunny 1 minute and literally pouring down with rain, and it looks like it's 8 o'clock in the evening the next. So apologies if it sort of changes lighting throughout. Obviously last week I didn't make a weigh-in video. I did weigh in. I am going to be discussing what my weight was last week in today's video, just very briefly because I have explained it in a video from this week. I didn't have a very great week last week at all. My food was okay nutrition wise. I just ate over calorie pretty much every day, 200 to 300 calories over. And then towards the end of the week I stopped tracking. I ate terribly, and the long and short of it is I just got into the feeling of that counting calories was very monotonous and just in a bit of a funk with it. However, I am well and truly out of that now, so we can move on and away from it. But it obviously has some relevance. I am going to class last week as a weigh-in because I've kind of like included it in my spreadsheet that I have made and sort of put all my weights, all my weigh-ins down in a sort of text format so I can look over it. So today's weigh-in is weigh-in 44. Last week was 43, obviously. So yeah, I don't really want to touch too much on last week because it's kind of like out of my system now. But as I said, it wasn't great, and I wasn't in a very great headspace, and the reason I didn't make a weigh-in video last week was because I was just feeling very vulnerable. I'd not had a great week, and I guess I just wasn't in a good place to sort of disclose and share, and I wasn't feeling in a very open mood, so that was that. However, this week has been a complete contrast in sort of like how I feel and what I've been doing and that kind of thing. So let's focus on that. Let's focus on the good thing. So I haven't prepared very well for this video at all because I've just been so busy, but I am going to just have a look at my sort of like overview of my calories for the week, so you're getting my reactions in real time because I haven't looked yet. I am going to put it up on screen so you can look with me. So as you can see, from Sunday right through to today, I have been under calorie. The most I've had was Tuesday, where I had 1,374, and I've been really good with tracking this week. Everything I've eaten, I've made sure that's gone in. You know, whether it be like a cherry tomato or whatever it is, I have made sure that it's gone into my diary. And also with sort of like the accuracy of what I'm logging, making sure that I'm weighing everything out efficiently, making sure to check, just stepping it up a little bit, just being a little bit more organised and trying my best to make sure that I am logging everything and I'm not sort of nothing's going unmissed. So calorie wise, really great. I'm really chuffed with myself for sort of like sticking to calorie every single day. In terms of nutrition and what I've been eating, again, I'm super pleased with what I've put into my body this week. There is not one single thing that hasn't gone to benefiting me nutritiously, that has gone against my weight loss journey. Everything I've ate, I feel for myself, has been nutritious and full of goodness. One thing I did this week, I used to sort of like meal plan way back. If you are a long-term viewer, you will remember that I used to meal plan for the week. I'd got out of the habit of doing that. I obviously haven't done that for quite some time. However, this week I decided to bring that back, and I stepped it up a little bit and actually did some meal prep, which to my recollection, I can't ever remember doing before. So I did some meal prep. I'll insert a photo here. So I made a big batch of a stir fry with some Quorn sort of like pieces, which is sort of like to replicate a chicken fillet. And then I also made some tofu, broccoli and whole grain rice. These were for both myself and Jim, because Jim is on board with embracing a bit of a healthier lifestyle. So I thought I would be helpful to him and his journey and do some meal prep for him as well. So that was really handy and useful to have my lunch and to just sort of have it ready to go. I also tried something out this week with having a bit of a heavier lunch. Usually what I will do is try to keep my lunches as low calorie as possible, because I really do like to have a really big evening meal and loads of calories to play with in the evening. But I was kind of like thinking and reflecting about the way I eat and thought that really doesn't make much sense, because surely I need the energy throughout the day to keep me going, and on an evening, you know, when I'm winding down and getting ready for bed, I don't really need a heavy meal to go to sleep. So I was trying to sort of like switch that up a little bit, and it's going okay. It's difficult sort of like to get my head around having a smaller sort of evening meal, and it was definitely alarming. One day this week, I can't remember specifically when, but I looked at my calories for dinner and I was like, oh, that's quite low, what am I gonna do? But I just had a really big salad and I felt really satisfied and everything was fine. I have been really, really good at sort of like not having anything sort of like chocolate, or I got into a habit of on an evening after dinner I was having like chocolate and like snacky things like that, and then if say Jim was having some ice cream or something, I would have like a couple of spoonfuls and that kind of thing. And I think that's really destructive behavior to my weight loss journey. It's obviously had a big effect. Them little things have had a huge effect on my progression. So I was very conscious of that and took a stand against it. And instead of having chocolate or whatever, I decided to allow myself a sweet thing, because I've got into the habit and I really enjoy having something sweet after my dinner. But instead, I have opted for yogurt and fruit. And guys, I'm obsessed. It's so delicious. Like, there's no words to describe how much I love eating that. It's just so good. And I think I'm at a place now where I would prefer to choose the yogurt and fruit over like a chocolate bar or something like that, which is mental. Actually, last night Jim had some cracker breads with some chocolate spread on it, and he decided he didn't want to have the fruit and the yogurt as a dessert. He'd rather have that instead. And I was like, I feel like I'm the winner in this like situation, because mine is so much tastier than what you're having. So that's good. Anything else to say about what I've been eating? I generally post a lot of what I eat over on my Instagram. So if you like to keep up day to day with what I'm eating and what's going on, then if you're not following me there, go over and have a look, because it's where I generally post the most sort of like updates on my highlights and story and whatnot. So yeah, food really good, tracking really good. So I'll move on to exercise. So I am currently on week well, I was on week 7 of C to 5K. I completed all of week 7's runs this week, so I'm now on to week 8. So I'm just gonna grab my Fitbit log up so I can just reflect on what's been going on. So far this week I've worked out on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. On Tuesday I did run 2 of C to 5K, which was a 5-minute warm-up, 25-minute solid run, 5-minute cool down, and then afterwards I finished Wednesday I went to the gym. I didn't run, but I did sort of like a mixture of I did like 10 minutes on the elliptical, 10 minutes doing an uphill fast-paced walk. What else did I do? Elliptical. I can't remember off the top of my head what I did. But it was basically a mixture of things, and then I finished off that with a leg workout. And yesterday I did my third run of week 7 of C2 5K, which was the same as the one at the beginning of the week. 5-minute warm-up, 5-minute warm-up walk, 5-minute cool-down walk, and a 25-minute run in between. However, I actually ended up running for about 28 minutes solidly. I ran, I think it was 3 minutes into my 5-minute cool-down, and I actually upped the speed of the run from 7.3 kilometers an hour to 8 kilometers an hour, just to see how I would get on, and that was quite fun. And then I finished off with a arm workout. So I'll input my little workout log here just so you can see so far. I do plan on going to the gym tomorrow, and I do plan on going on Sunday. Today is a rest day, and I will have completed my goal of 4 workouts a week, having done 5 if I do go Saturday and Sunday, which I'm pretty sure I will, because I'm on fire at the moment. I'm loving the gym. Yeah, so exercise, I feel like I've done really well. I feel like I'm getting stronger. I'm really sort of loving running. There is sort of like a barrier that I have to push through initially when I start off the longer runs, but once I get through it, I kind of like just get into the groove. I'm not sure if that's the same for everyone. I'm obviously very new to running, and I actually bought a running magazine yesterday, and I have like sort of like an imposter syndrome, just because I've been so bad at running for all of my life. I feel like now that I'm kind of getting somewhere with it. I mean, I don't think like I'm an established runner yet. I've been doing it for about 4 months, I think, 3 months. So I don't think I'm like an established runner. I don't think I'll feel like an established runner even when I've completed the C2 5K, but I do think I'm getting somewhere, and I'm having a bit of a breakthrough. So that was good. A couple of other things I want to talk about before I actually do go on to weigh-in. Last weekend I made this poster, which I would consider as a manifestation poster. That's what I'm going to call it. And basically it's just I just grabbed a couple of my sort of like magazines that I like to read. There's one called Moment, Women's Health, things like that, and just thought I'm going to make a little poster that I can pop up over my dressing table and just look at every day and sort of manifest the person I want to be, because I kind of like was thinking about sort of like my journey, and I'm always like really hard on myself for the fact that I haven't, you know, I've been on this like what, 9 months or something, and I haven't lost a great deal of weight, although I've had a lot going on in the time that I've been doing it. I still feel like I could have become a lot fatter, but anyway, won't go into that in too much detail. So I was like, right, I need to be proactive about sort of like my mental attitude towards my weight loss, and do as much things as possible to help keep me re-inspired and keep the fire burning strong. So I did this, and I'm going to just talk through a couple of the things that I've cut out and stuck onto the piece of paper. So the main one and the biggest sort of like thing is this diet versus exercise text. So I feel like I haven't established a good balance between working out and my nutrition. So I think I need to sort of like really work on that, on balancing the two. I think sometimes I'm like really good and I'm hitting the gym every day, but then my sort of like what I'm eating or how I'm tracking will not be as good, and then I will slack off on the gym. But you know, my eating and tracking gets better. So I think trying to establish a relationship between the two elements. I mean, I exercise for my mental health. It's not necessarily for an acceleration in my weight loss. I don't go thinking, oh, that this means that I can eat an extra 600 calories or anything like that. I go because it is so detrimental to my mental health. The person that I am when I'm working out is the person I want to be. So that's why I do it. But establishing a better balance between the two is where I need to aim for. And then I've just got like sort of like little pictures that I've cut out of women who are really, really fit. This one is a lady that's doing a hike to remind me that I am going on the coast to coast this spring, and I need to do my training for that. This lady up here is doing fell running. That is something that I really would love to do, and that's sort of like the future and where I want to take my running journey. This woman's doing yoga, and I just think, you know, remembering to sort of like balance out your life, and she just looked at peace and very healthy, and that's a place where I'd like to be. And then just like lots of words and yeah, lots of inspiring little quotes. I'll just read a couple out. The challenge is to transform desire into action. Welcome change, let trouble lead to growth. So that's something that I did this week that I think I'm going to continue to do, because I really enjoy doing it, and I really enjoy looking at it. It really helps. Another thing is I invested in a hydro jug. For those of you who watched one of my videos this week, you'll already know that I've got this. It's already such a huge improvement on my life. I'm finding that I can drink this in a day with ease, and it's just really pretty. I love it. Wendy water bottle 2.0. Yeah, just fantastic, a fantastic addition, and I'm really glad I decided to purchase it. So moving on to weigh in then. So to make this make sense, I'm going to just input my weight from last week. So I don't know what was going on with this weigh-in, but I hopped on the scales and was absolutely horrified to discover that last week I weighed in at 14 stone 9 pounds. I've got no idea what that was about. Obviously, like I said, I did eat over calorie by 200 to 300 calories every single day. But having sort of like looked at that, I don't think it should equate to a a 5.2 pound gain from the previous week. I'm not going to speculate on it too much. It is what it is. I cannot spend any more time sort of like deliberating that way, and it literally is what it is. So last week I weighed in at 14 stone 9.0. And this week, or this morning, I weighed in at 14 stone 4.6. So I am 4.4 pounds down from last week's weigh-in, which I am super, super pleased with. I've tried really, really hard this week. I've done everything in my possibility to encourage my weight loss to be my most healthiest self. I literally don't think I could have done any better in terms of like my effort levels and, you know, where I'm going, what I'm doing, what I'm eating, my workouts, that kind of thing. So I'm super chuffed with myself, especially following on from a bad week, because I think it's really, really difficult to sort of like change it around when you've got into a bit of a funk with things and you're not feeling so great. I do think it's really hard, or I find it really difficult to then sort of just switch it around and then just get straight back on track. I wouldn't say I binged on Friday and Saturday, however it was a multiple takeaway day on Saturday, so it wasn't great. And you know, from Sunday onwards I got right back on it, and I am super, super inspired to lose this weight now. I actually, like I said earlier, I spent a good while going through, is that gonna focus? and jotting down all my weigh-ins. And it's pretty depressing, guys. It's pretty depressing because literally from like week from around weigh-in 23, I have been bouncing up and down the same 5 pounds. And that's a long time to be going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But, you know, if there's a lesson in anything, it's in that, you know, you can just sort of like try and try and try again. And here I am trying again. And the most important thing is that I'm not giving up. And I'm a sucker for being really hard on myself and thinking I've wasted my own time. What am I doing? Why is anybody even watching me? This is the most pointless sort of channel in the world, because like every week I come on and say, I've lost so many pounds, and then the next week I gained so many pounds, I've lost so many, and I'm just like, what a boring, insignificant person I am, you know? And I really got into a rut with feeling like that, like, just what's the point, you know? You fail, like, what a failure. But then after some reflecting on sort of like what has gone on throughout my journey, the discoveries that I've made and the progress in other areas, and the fact that I'm still here, still trying, still, you know, giving it my all, is the most important thing. And I do think I've kind of like, I know I've said this before, and I'm starting to sort of like cringe when I say certain things, but I feel like I've made a bit of a turning point and a bit of a sort of like, you know, I'm on this journey and I'm on a path, and I think I've just kind of like diverted off that path I was on onto a different one, and I feel like this one is much more productive and is going to get me further. It's kind of like, see it as like you're driving down the road and you're following your sat nav, and it pops up and says, we have discovered a quicker route, and you're like, hell yeah, I'm going to click the quicker route. I kind of feel like I've done that in a way this week. So if I had to go through what I did last week to get the feeling that I have this week, then it's all worthwhile. So an overall loss of 1 stone 9.4 pounds. I am 3 stone 4.6 from my goal of 11 stone. 23 pounds lost in total. And I got to fill in my weight loss chart thing for the first time, the one that I made. Is this going to be back to front? I think it's going to be back to front. Anyway, so yeah, this week's weight is 14 stone 4.6, weight to go till goal, 3 stone 4.6, overall weight loss 1 stone 9.4, and here's my little thing that I'm filling in. So that's it, my lovelies. Fingers crossed I stay in this attitude and this mindset and keep losing. I mean, I have got so much going on in November. How long have we got left of October? There's like 1 week really left. There's 1 weigh-in left of October, and then it's November. And when I say I have a shit ton going on in November, I am not exaggerating. There's so much. I'm like going, staying over at some friends' houses. Some friends are coming to stay with me. There's like some holiday thing going on as well. There's so much going on. So I need to really focus. And right now, how I'm feeling, I just have to prioritize. There's no reason that doing things in life should affect my weight loss. I just have to be smart about it. I am feeling a little bit sort of apprehensive though about everything that's going on. My camera stopped recording because it's so long. So I think that's probably a sign that I should wrap up, because I have to go pick Joe up from school. But yeah, so a really great week. I am feeling so much better, super better. yeah, and the only way is up. That's how I'm gonna end it. I really hope that you guys have had a super awesome week if you're on a weight loss journey. I really do hope that you have had the results that you were looking for this week. If not, don't worry, get back on it. You can do this. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. And until next time, stay happy, healthy and well. Love you all. Bye bye.